Do you go to England to visit your mom?
She came here actually.
Okay.
Which is funny because she's from a village in England. She's very small. Like when I say village, like there's a horse, like 2 men. She never seen me do comedy. She insisted to see my cold open in the main room.
Oh gosh.
While I was working, so it was already stressful. My mom's coming in like, darling, like, where do I sit? Can I sit here? Like, what? I'm cold open for the Sam Tripoli show.
Oh boy.
So I do the cold open. I bomb my tits off. It's quiet. First time my mom's seeing me, but she's so proud that she puts her camera phone. She wants to record the whole set, but keeps the light on. So all I'm seeing is this like huge mag light just directed at me. And it just looks like my mom's giving me the light the whole time. Like, get off stage.
For those of you who don't know, doing stand-up, when someone gives a light, it means wrap it up. It means your time's up. That is so fun. The minute you got up there, you're done. You're done. Welcome to Tanktop Talks with Matt Braunger. I'm your host, Matt Braunger. Tank tops are ridiculous, but they feel good. And the reason why they feel good is because they are ridiculous. Catbird, let's talk about your tank.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for asking about my tank.
Sure.
Can I tell them?
Yes.
Okay, so
please.
This is not my tank.
We hide nothing.
This is not my tank.
No.
This is Matt's tank.
That's mine.
Because I came here with a sweatshirt and a long sleeve t-shirt. Mm-hmm. No tank. And
Catbird is constantly gigging. I've been trying to nail her down to do this show, and it's always like, I think I can, but let me check. No, I got a gig or whatever. Yeah. So you coming in and just sitting in the chair and I was like, did you bring a tank top? And you're like, oh, but I've been there so many times where it's like, there's one thing I had to bring, and it's still on the kitchen island. It's still on my bedstand. It's still on, and I get there and I'm like, fuck. But I'm here.
Yeah.
And my thoughts are still in my head that made me forget it, the thing I was supposed to bring.
I know.
So, yeah. So you just took my wet leg tank, and that's great.
Yeah, I took the wet leg tank, and I'll tell you a little bit about this tank.
Sure.
So you didn't tell me where the bathroom was.
Sorry.
Well, it doesn't matter. It wasn't your job. I'm a grown woman. I can find a bathroom. But
Christ.
So
okay.
No, you gave me the tank top. That was enough.
Yeah.
I didn't. Sorry. And so I went outside and I opened up all those doors, and I think they're having podcasts in there too.
Oh my god.
And I started kind of undressing before.
Well, it's the last time we'll be in the studio, but that's my fault. That's my fault.
It's not your fault. And then I went rogue, and I went to that living room area, and I was about to just change and be like, screw it.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It's just, and there was a woman sitting on the couch, and I'm like half about to change. She's like, do you need the bathroom? And I was like, yes, please. And then, so she was very nice, and she showed me where the bathroom was. And then when I put the tank top on, it fell in the sink.
So good.
So yeah, so that's what happened.
You wet the wet leg shirt.
We wet the wet leg shirt.
Nice.
Wet back. Oh.
Oops.
No.
You wet the back of the shirt.
Wet the back of the shirt. Oh God. Well, see, it is wet though on my back.
You just answered the "Are you moving to Austin?" question because you stopped yourself. When I shouldn't say that.
No. I will not say that again.
Real cheap dig on my part.
Yes.
It's Austin Comics. But
cheap dig.
Friends of so many of them. I'm allowed, but I'm so happy you're here. I'm glad that you could come on the show. You are a stand-up comic. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing it?
3 years.
Just 3 years?
Yes.
Fuck. Your jokes are so good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's like, I'll give you the ultimate compliment. That kind of depresses me.
Oh, wow.
Like, you're right. We met doing Comics Unleashed together, and you had a joke about a cop pulling you over.
Yes.
The thing with the kombucha. I was like, that's so funny.
Thank you.
Like, do you want me to say it?
Oh, yeah, go for
I'll
it.
Butcher it.
Yeah, please do.
Like,
I butchered your whole podcast so far. So.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
The butchering is the fun part.
Okay.
You said, like, a cop pulls you over, and you said, I haven't been drinking, and he saw you had a kombucha. He said, well, there's alcohol in kombucha, and it's the first time I've ever been racially profiled in my life.
Yeah.
Such a great joke.
Thank you.
It's just like...
It's 100% true. I was sober.
Yeah.
And like he pulled me over because I
assumed you drank kombucha.
I was just drinking. Well, yeah, he thought I was drunk driving, but I'm just like a really like not a great driver. And so I said, no, I was sober. And he was like, okay, well, just be careful because there is alcohol in kombucha. And I was like, what the hell?
Like, hey, because I'm a white woman, sir?
Because I'm a white woman, yeah. And the rest of that joke was actually, he pulled me over in Lancaster, and like I was coming from a show, and and he's like, oh, he told me he wanted to be a comedian. And then he said something like, oh, let me tell you a joke. I'll let you off. And then I'm like, oh, you can just fucking arrest me.
I'd rather take the charges. Please don't tell me the joke.
Please don't. But yeah, that was odd. And yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's always, and I shouldn't say it's always the weirdest because it's pretty common. Everybody's thought about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people have, I would say maybe like half of us have.
Yes.
But there are those times where someone is just like, okay, so what's the key to like do it, but not do all the stuff you've done?
Yeah. You're like,
where's the shortcut?
Where's the shortcut?
What's that?
Austin.
Go to Austin. No, there was a girl we were at a party once, my wife and I. My wife manages comedians. It's how we met. And she started by working the door at a comedy club in Boston.
Okay.
And then, met people and moved here and just grinding. And, now she got this great roster and stuff, and it's still a grind. Mm-hmm. But long story long, she's in the pool, and this girl's in the pool with her, and this girl like promotes shows just in LA, and she's like, how do I get to where you're at, but it doesn't take as long, or I don't have to do as much stuff? She like literally said that.
Wow.
Like she was very high or drunk or whatever.
Yeah,
and my
yeah,
wife's like, I don't know, fucking know. What?
Yeah.
There isn't a way.
There's no way.
No, you got to do it.
You got to do the work.
To 10,000 hours. You got to
go
up.
You got to go up. You got to do the mics. You got to just keep writing.
Yeah.
And that was always like, I'm an insane person when it comes to like my work ethic. Before I was a comic, I used to cook like in Michelin restaurants.
Wow.
So
that explains a lot.
Yeah. So my work ethic.
You've done 8 years and 3.
Totally. Because I have that crazy compulsion of like just the work ethic of like we would start at 5 a.m. and it wouldn't stop. And everything was just like, you have to be kind of like neurotic and obsessive about things. So I think that's where that's definitely where my work ethic, because I was a chef for like 10 years and they were all like in basically my 20s. And, but when I speak to comics now that kind of ask that same question of like, but like, what's the shortcut? Like, how do you do this and how do you do this? I'm like, every night I do 3, like I try to write at least a couple hours a day. I do 3 mics. I do 3 spots. Like, I'm just like in this kind of like crazy.
The only person I know that I can think of at the top of my head who really did that, like I know you really do that, is Mike Lawrence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
one of the best joke writers alive.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's I remember that struck me, and if I'm honest, in my head I was like, yeah, but he's autistic.
Yeah,
there is that.
I think,
but
I wouldn't be surprised.
We all have the traits.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We all have the traits of focusing on what is the absurdity that will unlock the laugh.
Yeah.
In me and them, and then them. It's
Totally.
not like, the great thing about it, we never write jokes and go, this stinks, but these assholes will love it. Because it's like, you've tried that.
Oh,
it's just
soul
like,
destroying.
You can't. I had Ron Funches on before you, and we were kind of talking about how, the actors that are like true chameleons most of them are such fucking weirdos. You don't know what's really in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why me and him were saying, we just bring us to
Yeah.
the role, or whatever our version of this is, and that's it. I'm not going to walk in
Authentic.
and change everything about me, and that's Matt Braunger.
Yeah.
I would have thought that was,
Yeah.
You're going to know it's me.
Yes.
Just like you're going to know when to tell a joke, but you're not going to get me telling a joke that I don't believe in on some level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why so many of my jokes don't do well sometimes when I'm like really working stuff out, because I'm like, oh, but I like it.
I know.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
I thought this would be something you would enjoy.
Yeah.
I made it for you.
I made it for you with my bare hands. Yeah. Or, I mean, as well as like I have a hard time. I go through jokes kind of quickly, or I'm always like trying to write more. So
Yeah.
I don't really have a long shelf life with my jokes, but they're also shorter.
Interesting.
So it's
Yeah.
like I have a hard time selling things that I don't believe. Even though if I know it gets a laugh, I'm like, oh man, it's like hard for me to put on that face of like, oh,
Yeah.
here it is.
Yeah.
I had this non-binary sister joke that like haunted me for. People loved it. I still did it. I still do it actually sometimes. But
If it works,
Yeah, I know, I
and
know.
it's authentically you.
Yes, it
At
is.
a certain point, I mean, if I'm playing a club and I'm like, oh, they're paying me a nice little check here.
Oh yeah, you're like,
I'm gonna play the hits.
You got it.
My latest hits.
Your latest.
Nothing off an album, nothing like that, but like something that
so cool.
that I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, this is like.
They're bulletproof.
Well, but you also have to find the new thing to like about it in that
Totally.
moment. You
Yeah.
have to, because
Yeah.
they'll tell. They'll be able to tell. They'll be like, oh, you're sick of this.
Yeah.
You know.
You got to do something a little secret for you that's going to bring that little zhuzh in there.
I had to find another. A couple of years ago, I hit a wall where I was like, I'm just spinning my fucking wheel. I looked at it like I'm spinning my wheels, rather than, no, you're earning a living.
Yeah.
You're still playing a lot of the same clubs, and you haven't, you've gone up and down in terms of like bigger and smaller and middle crowds or whatever, but it's like you're still going.
Yeah.
That's the way to look at it.
Totally.
Not in terms of, hey, but all these people that I started out with are,
Oh no, you're
because
still,
it's also,
yeah. And everyone's has their own. Everyone's doing their
Exactly.
own thing, right?
Exactly.
That's why I always find it odd. Even going back to that question of like, how do you kind of shortcut this thing? It's like you don't shortcut it because no one has the same path either.
Yeah.
So it's like people ask me, they're like, how do I get to do what you're doing? I'm like, well, my trajectory is going to be very different to you. About what I like or what I enjoy.
Yeah.
About stand-up might be different from you. So it's like you got to focus on your own voice and like what I love writing jokes. So that's kind of where that's what I like.
Yeah, I just remembered I had this funny conversation with, I think I was on his pod like years and years and years ago, but with Joe Coy, and he was just talking about how, and Joe's such a nice guy, but he's, Filipino Elvis, he's just blown bigger than anybody.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to tell me the story of how like a guy, some younger comic at the store, I think it was the store, who like didn't the Comedy Store. It wasn't just at a store.
Yeah, I always have to
I'm saying that 'cause
clarify.
we're both Comedy Store comics.
Ralph's.
Was it Vaughn's? The guy at Vaughn's was like, "Can I do a set?" No, like some guy who hadn't been doing it long at all. Like maybe not even a year, was like, "Oh, can I open for you?" And I was like, "What?" And I compared it to being like, to your point of like, you don't want to miss out on all the time you're building, because then that makes you ready and that makes you confident.
Totally.
That makes you belong and that makes you believe in yourself. And I compared that guy to be like, so you're just going to challenge like the black belt in the dojo right away?
Yeah.
Me and him now.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm
Let's
very
wing
hurt.
it.
Like, why?
Black belt.
Like, I want to bomb in a stadium.
It's just like there's nothing, and I think there are rules to the exception. I do think that I've seen some comics that maybe haven't been, and I'm like blown away. But I have, because I work at the store, I'm doing those cold opens in the main room, and like, and I'm bombing, and I'm feeling silence, and I'm going into like an icy cold crowd.
Yeah.
And you're feeling all of that, and you're prepared, and then you're learning and growing and like creating jokes that are basically bulletproof for most audiences.
Yeah.
That has, I therefore, like when I do get taken on the road,
Yeah.
and do these bigger arena or whatever, I feel like I'm like, okay, I know I have the tool belt.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah, and you've kind of been anointed. So there's a big thing to be said for giving even small credits where people go, okay.
Yes.
Because it's like, it's weird if you're brought up. The great thing about the OR is that we all bring each other up.
Totally.
And we'll all say good things. And it's like people go, oh, okay, plus you're here. But like cold in the main room is so hard because the main room to me is a harder room than OR, because it's just big and spread out.
Performative.
And yeah, and they like, they go in the room, they're like, oh, this is the big room. And in their head, they think like, oh, this is where the the big comics are. And it's like, no, they're in all the rooms.
Yes.
All of them.
Yeah.
In the belly. And so like, they're just like, they see you go up there and they're just like, I don't know what that is. Oh, she's just getting us ready.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of settle into.
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to go ahead and cross my arms now.
I'm gonna get a drink. They're ordering their drinks.
Yeah.
Like, where's the bathrooms?
Excuse me. Serve fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The steak face is real. Like,
Yeah.
especially the front row. Because sometimes, too, the door guys haven't, like, sat. Because if it's, like, a really busy night or something, they'll be seating them while you're on stage, obviously, because then you get the show started. But which I think is a valuable weapon to have, to be like, oh, you know, you're seeing people get sat and stuff, and you're still doing the material, and you're able to kind of be grounded in that moment. But it is definitely, it can cause like an energy distraction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I find it can also, well, it kind of takes the pressure off a little bit, where you're like, you know, not this, but like, you know, yeah, I don't really care for you guys either, or whatever, like something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it just,
Yeah, you're like, I don't give a shit.
just talk about, you know, yeah, sit down, now's the time.
Yeah.
you know?
Pizza? Great.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's like low expectation. You can kind of vaunt over that a little bit.
Totally.
you
Set
know?
the bar low for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in LA.
Oh, wow.
So I went to school at La Cañada High School, but I kind of grew up in like at the Altadena, La Crescenta area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you still have family there?
No, I don't have any family. I have friends that live over there.
Okay.
But my mom's British. My dad is in Arizona. So
Okay.
I have no family over there at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's your mom?
My mom's in England.
She's in it.
She lives in Devon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were in Altadena.
They
with
were,
you.
yeah. They both,
Okay.
and then they got, when I was like 16, my mom moved back to the UK. My dad stayed in Altadena area.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I went to college in Berkeley. And then kind of like when I went to college, they both kind of separated. They're divorced, I should say.
Sure,
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Not long distance.
I should have
Right.
started with that.
Everyone assumed.
Yeah, Arizona,
Yeah.
England. Yeah.
Do you go to England to visit your mom?
Sometimes it's harder right now just because I've got so many gigs.
Sure.
You know, I've got tank tops to put on.
There you go.
Forget.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's so important
So
to be here.
But I last time I saw she came here actually.
Okay.
Which is funny because she's from a village in England. She's very small. Like when I say village, like there's like there's a horse, and like two men, and like my mom, which sounds weird, but it's like it's a village. It's,
Yeah.
Like there's a graveyard with like 3 guys in it.
Wow.
Dead. And so when she comes to Hollywood, it's like a culture shock,
Sure.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah, because Altadena is very farmy.
It
in its own
can
way,
be,
you
yeah.
know?
And I think she just forgets like what she was the early 2000s over there. So
Yeah.
it was just like a little bit more suburban and
Yeah.
like very kind of isolated. But she's lived now in basically a village for so long, and she was kind of born in like a village. So when she comes to Hollywood and she's like on Sunset and she's seeing those robots and like prostitutes hanging around.
Sure.
And she never seen me do comedy.
Wow.
And she insisted to see my cold open in the main room
Oh, gosh.
while I was working. So it was already stressful. My mom's coming in like, darling, like, where do I sit? Can I sit here? Like, what? Just like this little cute little ball. And I'm like, okay, so she sits, I'm cold open for the Sam Tripoli show.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yes. So I do the cold open. I bomb my tits off, excuse me, but it's quiet. First time my mom's seeing me, but she's so proud that she puts her camera phone, she wants to record the whole set, but keeps the light on. So all I'm seeing is this like huge mag light just directed at me. And it just looks like my mom's giving me the light the whole time. Like, get off stage.
I shouldn't have clapped for the mic. Sorry, that is so good. For those of you who don't know, doing stand-up, when someone gives a light, it means wrap it up. It means your time's up.
Time's
you
up.
know, when we give it like, if you're doing 12 minutes, they'll light you at 10. You get 2 minutes to close. That is so fun. The minute you got up there, you're done. You're done.
It was literally 6 minutes of just my mom lighting, and like people are kind of looking back, and the booker Rose is like right next to her in the booth, right next, and she's kind of like, who's this lady that's just recording?
That's so funny.
I get off stage within seconds. Sam Tripoli comes in, says the N-word multiple times,
right?
Because that's just, and my mom is just like, she grabs me, she's like, darling, are you sure this is what you want to do? Is this what you want to do? And so
like, you saw me at the worst. Why did you come to this show?
It was absolutely terrible. But now she's on Instagram, so she's like has a little bit more faith in like things.
There you go.
She sees, what's going on
Yeah.
more, but
well, and you're like, and all she's seeing is you, like in boxing parlance, like you're a journey man, like a journey person, where it's just like you're on your way up. You're pounding the bags, like you just came to the gym and you're just sweaty, and you're like, I don't know.
She's like, are you getting better? I'm like, I don't know.
It's like, no, this is the wrong atmosphere, wrong element. And yeah, Sam and his conspiracy theory obsessed audience, like.
Yes.
Free staters.
Oh my
shit.
God.
You're just like, oh God.
Just saying the N-word and retard. But he's so kind. Sam Tripoli is like one of the kindest people I've met, and he does so much for like up and coming comics.
Yeah.
It's just so funny that he's just like, I love it because he's just, you never know what you're going to get.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like that's so, I mean, he's such a chief part of what makes the Comedy Store the Comedy Store. Is like there's so many weird ass fucking comics there that are doing like weird stuff that I'm like, oh, it's not exactly my bag.
Yeah.
But these guys love it.
They have their audience. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's great. It's great. I like what a mixed group it is, and I like how it's kind of they've shaken the box of Legos up so much that
think
there's all kinds.
Yeah. Like we had like so many cool Renee Vaca and his crew, and like there was there feels like there's a nice cool like melting pot of groups and audiences, and that's exciting to watch as a comedian because you see like, oh, this works for that. Like, you're just watching different material and understanding different demographics. Ultimately, when you get into a place where maybe that's the demographic, you're like, oh, this is the arsenal that I have. Yeah,
and like, a lot of people really love, the Rogan and his group and stuff. But when they were at the store, it was like it wasn't even a thing of like asserting dominance. It was just he was so popular and is that it was like people would pack. I mean, the store has like a packed or near packed night almost every night.
Yes.
But it was always packed. And it was packed so many nights with guys that were just waiting for Joe.
That's crazy.
And anything that was like not like him, they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, you can't just listen to his 3 or 4 hour podcast and go, I'm going to just see him at this fucking comedy club that books 50, 60 comics a night. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to see some women. Sorry,
they're like, no,
please. But it was like, so to that point, like when he left and a lot of his crew went with him, it was kind of a relief because it opened the door for all these other comics to come in, some of which were like him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even this thing of just like all these comics that are nothing like him. There were plenty of those.
Yes.
There were already plenty of those.
Yes. Yeah.
But it just took a lot of the pressure off, I feel like, for the club and for other comics.
Yeah, just to have that flexibility.
Exactly.
And new audience, new pipelines of people. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are people who have followings that I'll get up there in front of them and they're just like, I don't know what to do with this guy.
Oh my God, I've done so many of those shows. Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But back then, it was like there were so many people that were coming for one dude. One dude and whoever he is known to hang with.
Yes.
It's like Joe and Tony.
Joe and
it was
Tony.
Just like,
Joe and
Tony. That was it.
Yeah.
So it was nice to we get a little more breathing room now. A little more people can come for different stuff. Because the great thing about the club is people just go.
They do.
From all around the world and just show up and don't know what they're getting.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I think the original room's the real testament to that. I mean, the main room I think is really like, it's like a showcase of.
Yeah.
But like the original room is the true kind of like comedy, like that grit and just the truth of that room it's my favorite, because it's like those are where jokes that are made. This is where characters built.
For sure. Oh, 100%. Because it's so hard, but I find it's like the times I really do well in the OR is like when I'm like, I'm gonna have fun up there. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna do it.
And just
gonna have fun.
Yeah.
And then do whatever rather than I gotta do well. No, you
got to be you up there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They want you to just be yourself.
Exactly.
And then you're fine.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's so funny. That's like we're talking so much. I'm gonna draw a wild analogy, but like everyone's talking about how did Mom Donnie do so well in New York? It's like he had very clear policies.
Yes.
That people all over the place really agreed with, and he didn't make bullshit up and then say, like it was like he got so many Trump voters for him.
Yeah.
Where it's like that's why, like if you're a real comic, you can kind of get in front of anybody and find something. Or they'll find, I should say, they'll find something in you because you're going to say something that's really honest.
Absolutely.
And you really a firm belief you have rather than this is what I think you guys like.
Yeah. The second you start kind of like pandering to what you think the audience likes, because it's I mean, you just have to be truthful to you, which is why it's like, even though Sam Tripoli says the N-word, people love him because he's so unapologetically Sam Tripoli.
Right.
So it's like you have this, like you have to be authentic to yourself in that way.
Yeah. Well, he's one of those guys that's like, I'm going to push the edge so far, and it's like, okay, some people kind of dig that shit. I think it's one of those things where now like we already had Patrice O'Neill. That's how I always feel. No one will ever do it as well. So it's like, but hey, I'm not talking about Sam necessarily, but like there's a lot of people who just like, I start with pushing the edge, then I work on being funny. I'm like,
let's do the opposite.
Switch those around.
That feels like a lot of like open mic comedy.
Oh yeah.
Kind of the beginnings of comedy. It's where you're like, okay, I got to get a rape joke in. I got to do this trans joke. I got to do all these jokes, and then you're like, oh, you know what I mean? That's like the you got to do all the check
where
mark.
You started is so funny to me because I'm just envisioning someone that's just like they wrote a page of jokes and they're like, fuck, where. None of these are rape.
I have no.
There's no rape here. And like
it rips it up, starts again.
Like there's anyone, we all go to shows and we're excited. We're like, fuck, we see a band or oh man, I hear this person's so funny. I'm so funny. Like no one goes to anywhere going, I hope they talk about rape. It's like,
and if they do, that's a problem.
No, if that's something that gives you,
that's what they want.
That gives you that thumbs up feeling in your heart, you need to fucking
something
you
has
need
to
therapy
yes.
or be committed. Get away from the general populace.
Yeah,
but
it's not consensual.
It's one of those things. It's like one of those issues that make everyone go, "I'm so sad."
Yes,
that's the worst thing.
Oh my gosh,
I loved that Chris Rock bit back in the day about why people can't let the Roman Polanski thing go, even as old as he is. He's like, this is back when Osama bin Laden was alive, and he was like, "We're looking for Osama bin Laden, right?
Yeah.
Why?" And he's like, "To kill him, right? Not to rape him, because that would be cruel." that just nails it. Hey, we're not gonna rape the guy. We're gonna shoot him in the head. I mean, he deserves it. It's like,
that's so funny. The ethics of that. That's insane. Kill him.
The ethics of two
violent.
The more violent thing is the better thing.
I know.
Is
that wild?
So weird. Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah. But I love that. That's one thing I love about comedy is that you can say something that absurd. And it's just like, yeah, but that's true.
Yeah, but there's, I mean, that's the modern day philosophy of it. Like, right? With what they say.
I kind of blanch at the modern day philosophy
I know,
thing.
I get that.
It makes it a little more vaunted than I wanted to be, if I'm honest. Even though it's absolutely true. It's totally true. I just kind of go, like my back cramps up.
I totally get it.
Because the pretentiousness, it's off of some people, not you, who said that and they really believe it. But they're not that funny.
Yeah.
And they're just pushing the envelope all the times. It's like, it's my job.
No.
It's like, no. Your job is to make people laugh first. Otherwise, just do spoken word or
totally.
something. Performance,
art
is there.
Don't get a canvas.
Yeah.
Get some
There
watercolor.
are people that say the darkest stuff that make me crack up.
Yeah.
but they're really rare that they can
Finagle
drive
it.
that kind of car.
Yeah. I was talking to Mark Maron about that because he was talking about the idea of thought and like how we don't really think. I mean, I guess was my train of thought. If like we don't really think that much anymore because we just are on our phones. We have answers
So
immediately,
true.
right? So it's like we don't really like before. Back in the day, you just have a thought. And then you just have to have that thought for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? Before anyone would be like,
right.
No research done, nothing.
Yeah.
So I think when you think about philosophizing.
Sure. Yeah.
Like those guys were just philosophy is just like a guy that is like trying his best, thinking about stuff, trying to figure out the answers.
Turning it over.
And
over
over.
And over. Yeah.
And some of the best like philosophy, like Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. I always think, I'm like, is that true? Like those questions still haven't been answered. So,
well, but so much of everything is, I won't even say faith, but just like, well, this belief keeps me going.
Totally.
And sure, how do you know anything? Mm-hmm. I had a guy, I had a podcast, maybe like 1 or 2 podcasts ago, like back, and I had Duncan Trussell on, who's a friend, but I haven't spoken to him in years, but like he was in LA back in the early days with me, and he was just lighting into me at one point because I just absentmindedly talked about how my friend did this documentary about Fishbone, the band, and the bassist was talking to him, and he's like, I've learned a lot of things lately, like, love isn't real, but that's okay. It's just a chemical inside of us.
Oh, interesting.
And I've accepted that,
Yeah.
And to me, that is
crazy.
Yeah. What's the fucking point? And I think I don't believe that.
Yeah.
But he can believe that, and that doesn't affect me.
Uh-huh.
But I said to Duncan, I was like, he was just saying that, and he's like, love isn't real. Then what the fuck is the point of anything? That's that idiot. That guy's a fool,
Yeah.
And he was just like, I was like, yeah, I feel that way, but it's like you're attacking me now,
Yeah.
But it was like, he was so fired up about it, and it's like, yeah, I fully agree with you, dude.
Totally.
But the whole thing is the exchange of ideas.
Exactly.
I can't possibly believe that guy's right. I can't. But that's fine. He can. Sounds like an abysmal existence to me.
I know.
But,
I know. But there is that sense of like very polarized thoughts now, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all very polarized in this like very extreme. And I don't know when exactly it happened, but it feels like I think everyone inherently is probably pretty moderate. I think as we are, it's like a human. But we're given like such extremes now that it's like, is love real? No, it's like there's like all these crazy
and fuck you. And
yes.
I really feel like smartphones made us all like we're driving in traffic and we're telling everyone to fuck each other.
Totally.
But we can't hear each other. And that's why we say fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, you suck, whatever, or look at this asshole, because we'll never see them.
Yeah.
Disconnected. Where we would never have that in person. I'm not saying we'd parse it out.
Yes.
But it's like that vitriol needs to kind of just be dissipated on a certain level. Like if someone's being an absolute prick or whatever, like I get it. But it's too much of it.
It's all the time. Well, we're just fed it constantly.
Whoever came up with the term, it's not, I'm going to fuck it up, but it's like the conflict economy or conflict business. That's all the tech companies are.
Yes.
Because you don't get likes and spins.
Engagement
is all, the best engagement is just arguments. Just
yes. I know. And you know what? I've been doing I put my phone on grayscale, and now I'm like not on my phone as much. And I've just been kind of, I won't take my phone out. I'll forget it. I'm
so jealous.
But you think that, but then you look psychotic because you're the only one that's just kind of observing and like I went on a vacation or like a weekend with my friends recently, and like I was the only one who didn't have my phone. I was just kind of like, like, are you? They kind of people get like a little bit like they're like, why aren't you?
It's gone.
I feel like I need to have something to look at.
You should just have a sketch pad and just be like,
no,
just don't move.
Yeah, caricature. Don't move. It's like, yeah. Yeah. So, But yeah, that was interesting to do that.
I mean, I think that's so healthy, though. It's what I want to get to. Like every single day, I'll be like, and I'm done.
I just try not to do it in the morning, honestly, because that's where because I'm the most creative in the morning. So if I'm if I'm in there 10 a.m. whatever, it's just like nothing gets done. I mean, my creativity goes out. I'm drained.
Yeah. This guy said that you should not drink coffee or not look at your phone for an hour after you wake up. And the coffee thing, shove it up your ass. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
what I've been getting it to is a half an hour. And
Okay.
the phone, I really try to leave. So, and he's like, and just get outside.
That's
Don't
great.
have to hike or anything. Just get outside your house and let like the sun be on you, or the light be on
Skin,
you.
yeah.
Because it's primal.
Uh-huh.
Kind of go, okay, I'm out of the cave now. Deep breath. Then
interesting.
you can go back in the house.
Yeah,
But it is interesting. It is a better way to start rather than the middle. Did
Yes.
anyone text me or anything?
Yeah.
Leave it. Go do whatever. Give yourself half an hour to have caffeine.
Yeah.
I kind of cheat. I'm like, well, I did kind of wake up a little bit before I got up, so
Okay.
that's at least 7 minutes. 10
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
there's
yeah.
20. But
I'm always caffeine
and
first.
I'm not saying I've been hitting it perfectly, but the times I have done it, it's like, yep, this is a better start. It's almost like when you're like, oh, I remembered to stretch.
Oh my
and you
gosh,
feel so much better
so
the
good.
entire day.
It's so funny you said that, because I didn't know that the kind of reason as to why people do that, but I started waking up, going out, there's like a park, and I just do like a circle, and then I sit, and then I'm out there, and I always feel better.
So
and
good.
it's like 10 minutes, but you're just out of the cave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people, I was trying to do a bunch of social media stuff all morning,
That'll
and then
kill
when I got outside, it was almost like like I literally felt like I missed something.
Yeah.
Because it was such a pretty day today and cool out.
Yes.
Which is such a fun combination.
I love that. Yeah, I understand that.
Can we talk about your chef days a little bit?
Totally. Yeah.
I was thinking how there was a quote by everyone's favorite, not controversial at all, Mario Batali. Said,
Wait, I don't know who that is, Mario Batali. Is that the chef guy?
man, yeah, you don't know who that is?
Is he the bigger one?
Yeah,
Italian
yeah.
guy? Okay, I remember him from like back in the day.
Yeah.
Is he country?
He was. I mean,
Me
he
Too'd?
built an empire.
Oh, no.
Well, Me Too'd, but like kind of caught on video, kind of low key molesting a girl that was kind of passed out or something like that. Like,
jeez.
this is like after hours club, they'd all frequent, and this girl's like passed out. And
Yikes.
I don't know if he's like touching her. It was anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I remember, and it was like one of those like,
Oh no.
but he had a great quote about being a high-end chef, where it's like if someone comes to your restaurant and they love a dish and they come back 10 years later and it's not exactly the same, you're a dick. Because so much of being a chef, like for certain, it's consistency is
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Like that level of that must have been a fun thing to break out of, because you can tell a joke.
Yes.
All kinds of different ways.
Yes.
Different emphasis, stuff like that.
Yes.
People don't want you to say it the same way if they've heard it.
That's true. That's true.
So is that?
Oh, that's really it. So I had to in order to be to do 3 Michelin stars, and work in those kitchens,
Right.
you have to break out of any type of habit because I'm naturally kind of just floaty. So I had to be very regimented, everything, like you said, has to be so consistent to the highest level, every kind of piece, puzzle, every process. So yes, doing stand-up, I still have the routine and rigidity of writing and whatnot, but the freedom there's freedom on stage, because you're I have the jokes, I have the recipe, okay, I have that, I know it's gonna work, but maybe I add something here, so there is a little bit of just there's more freedom than this is this is a grilled cheese and this is exactly how it has to be. I'm like,
right.
Oh no, maybe we'll add a little ketchup or whatever it is
How was it just an immense relief to kind of break out of that, but also probably scary? to leave?
The kitchen or
Yeah, the kitchen.
It was. I mean, by the end, I left because it was just really. I say this. There's not a lot of women in the kitchen, which there's not as many women in comedy. So it's. But. It was super like kind of abusive by the end of it because it's just you're in this like in. I mean, you're in the.
Can you say where you worked?
Yeah, I worked at a few, but I worked at a 1 Michelin star in Bath called the Bath Priory, and then I moved into a 3 Michelin star called Alan Ducasse at the Dorchester.
Sure.
And then after that, I went to the Fat Duck, which is a like molecular gastronomy in Bray.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Singapore, and I was working at a 2-star over there.
Wow.
So I was working them, and I was doing pastry and bread and viennoiserie and like all the.
Bread's the hardest thing.
I'm obsessed with it, but not like in the way where we're like, oh, I tried sourdough during the pandemic. I was like, I tried sourdough. like I had babies. Like it was.
Yeah.
We had a little bakery, and
Do you still bake?
every once in a while, it's very like, I do still bake, but it's very like. Personal, I think, because it's very meditative, and
There was a woman I met on Bainbridge Island when we came out there when the fires happened here. We kind of got out and got invited, and Bainbridge Island is off the coast of Seattle. It's like San Juan Islands, and they had this like our friend had like kind of a barbecue, even though it was like just kind of foggy and wet out and stuff, but like. This lady showed up, and she's a lady who sold bread at the farmer's market, but she sold out like every day.
Yes.
And to this point where she had like a couple people employed on the island to help her bake. And she just started making these loaves and stuff, but was a chef.
Okay.
But then kind of went like,
yeah.
I was like, what a cool life.
It was, it's a little bit like that. So I was working at the Fat Duck, which was a restaurant in England, and COVID happened. So my ex-husband and I were like, I got laid off, and I had time and I have all this energy. So, and I had loved bread before. So I just decided, I was like, I'm going to make the starter, understand fermentation. I went into like I created a lab basically in our bathtub. Nice. I was just like working on different ferments and poolishes and stuff. And, but because we weren't allowed to go to the grocery store because of COVID, the bakery is called Bread for Flour, and so people from the village would give us their flour. We would make the bread and give it back to them. So it was kind of just like a very bartering system, and that's where it came from. So we were getting like loads of flour, and people donating flour, and we were just giving out loaves of bread. And then we took it to a market, and it was just like every week. We were just selling out, and we were doing them in these things called cacottes. So they weren't like conventional ovens where you just like proof them and throw the loaf in. We would, maybe you've seen it. It's like a pan with a pot on top.
Oh yeah.
So like the crust and like everything is it's very airy, and so, but the actual labor of it was insane.
Yeah.
So we were just, we were wrecked, but I loved it. It was really fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And you've been married.
And I was married. Yeah.
Just once?
Just once. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So far. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a chef.
Okay.
Yeah. So we met in the kitchen. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But like, I'm glad you got out of what seemed like, it's notoriously an abusive environment, especially at that level.
Marriage.
Yeah. Bingo bang. I hear it so. You're like, I hear it's so abusive. You're like, how are you with your wife, dude?
Yeah.
No, you know.
Yeah, there's you're kicking people.
They won't shut up. Women.
Jeez, similar. No. But yeah, I mean, people talk about the bear. Whenever someone felt fun, they're like, they always mention the bear, and they're like, you must watch it. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm good. I don't need to be taken back to Nam. I'm okay.
No, and it's also like something you're around all the time. It's like my wife manages comedians, and it's the idea of her going to see comedy.
Yes.
On her time off.
Crazy.
She's like, no, I'm not going. I got mad once reading this article about Ronnie Chang, and I love Ronnie. He's a great guy. funny guy. But in this article, it's like a night on the town with his wife. And it's just like one of those slice of life, like Esquire things. And they go and they eat and they have drinks. And then he finds a show and does a drop-in set. And I'm like, you bitch. Like, what an asshole you are. Like, don't do that to your wife. Don't make your wife watch your act, man.
That's hard.
And I realized I'm just doing that thing that Buddhism teaches you, where it's like the stuff you're mad at in others, you're probably angry at yourself about.
Yeah, you're like, I've done that.
Yeah. And like I identify with that, where it's just like, if I did that, that would be really fucked up to her, generally speaking. I mean, if we were in Japan once with friends, and they're like, oh, there's a comedy show, and she's like, do you want to do a set? And it was just like, oh, this is so wild.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Absurd.
Sure. But like, I'm not going to shoehorn a set into our evening.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about
Get
that.
a rep in.
Yeah, we went, exactly. We had like she was there for work, or she was in New York for work, and I was there, and I was just doing drop-ins on shows at night. And then we had a night just to ourselves where she wasn't going to see shows and I wasn't doing any shows.
Yeah.
And like, we went and got espresso martinis and then went and ate out and stuff. And then it was like, I remember in my head being like, it would be such a dick move to be like, let's go by the cellar.
Yeah. But there is that voice in the back of your head that's like, what's going on at the cellar?
Not if I've gone out and I've had a couple drinks, I'm like,
oh yeah. Nope. You're like, no, I don't need to see anyone like that.
I've melted the robot.
That's good.
Bit,
good.
I mean?
Get that robot melted.
And it's like, I used to, when I was younger, I used to get on stage inebriated a lot. And like, because we all did in Chicago.
Totally.
Where it was like, we either got out of that or we didn't.
Yes.
There's still people that do it.
I
can go on stage with like a couple drinks, but not like I'm out drinks, Like, no.
That's my worst nightmare. I mean, I just, the Improv had a Christmas party last night.
I know, I missed it.
And
I did a show in El Segundo, and I'm like driving back, and I'm like, I'm so tired.
Don't do it.
I'm like, I could go by. Nope, don't. Just go home.
Yeah, it was mental. I mean, it was huge and wild, and I was like, I did the rounds, and I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
But the last Christmas party, I had too many drinks. I was fine, but I started talking to someone like a booker, and I had like a too much like, I think he was okay, and like, but the conversation I think was fine, but there is that like, wake up in the morning, you're like, no, did I just talk to that person?
Yeah, but you're also you're at a party. B, that booker's seen so much worse.
Yeah.
So much worse. If they worked in comedy, they've been around people on too much alcohol and drugs.
Yeah.
That are like, so many comics, and I know you don't do this.
Yes.
But so many comics, I mean, I'm married to a rep.
Yeah.
So many comics will talk to someone who they think can help their career, and they'll be like, here's why I'm the best.
Yikes.
And it's one of those things where a friend of mine and I had this thing where we used to talk about how like, one of the funniest things in the world to me is when someone just tries to casually mention how they're smart, tough, or funny. They're like, well, I mean, I figured it out. I have a pretty high intellect, but like, or like, a bunch of guys jumped us, and I fought them, and like, I don't know, I've always been kind of a tough guy. What?
Like,
what
I'm
did you just say about yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always make people. I'm like, I've always been really, really funny.
Yeah.
That one is probably the least, because we make a living at it, so it's like whatever. But
Totally.
like, it's this, people think they have this now or never thing, where it's like, no, it's a business of relationships, and that just means how chill are you in a lot of ways. You talking a little bit much in your mind, I'm sure was almost nothing to this guy, because he's had people in his face that's just like,
yes,
get on this train, but trying to be casual about it.
Totally.
Trying to be casual about why they're somehow incredible or whatever.
Yeah.
And the booker's like, okay, because you can see through it.
Totally.
And
that's so wild to me, because I think I have like a really fierce inner critic. So I have a hard time selling myself in that capacity.
Sure.
And that is probably from the kitchen, because you're constantly been like, you're whatever. So it is when I do meet people that have that type of like inflation, I'm like, I admire it to a certain extent. I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Or when you go off stage and you're like, okay, that was like a solid set.
Yeah.
And you know that, but then you meet people that are like, fucking best set, and you're like, okay, that type of. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's
to
very
me.
funny when you pass a comic that's leaving the stage and you're going on, and they did well, and they're like, killed it.
Yeah.
And they're sincere about that themselves. I'm just like, good for you. Good for you. There was never a time where I walk out and be like, oh, that felt good. I feel like that was good. But I'm also like, you fucking missed this. You dropped that.
Totally.
This
I'm always
was
that way.
shaky,
Yeah.
Of course.
Could have gone. But that,
but I am, like you, I'm a little jealous of that person that's just like, fucking.
Yes.
There was no way that perfect diamond could not have, like.
Perfect diamond. Uncut. Perfect diamond.
It's funny you're doing the president because that's him.
Yeah. Great.
So you shat yourself. It was a perfect
shat.
perfect press conference.
You shot yourself.
Perfect shat.
Blame Russia.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Is there anything you want to plug?
Oh, thank you for I'm going to plug this wet leg tank
Great band.
top.
Great band.
It's a band.
Yeah.
Not the slur that I said before. Again, I'm sorry about that.
I'm sure there's a band called that too. There's a band called everything.
Yeah. And I have a podcast, and it's called Side Boob Pod, and it's with my with my best friend Mikey McDonald, and we just started doing it at the Comedy Store.
Cool.
And so it's been really fun.
Nice.
Yeah. It's so dumb, but somehow 4 people watch it, so that's why we're in it.
I'm in. I can check it out.
Yeah. And that's it. Catbird Comedy is my Instagram.
All right, cool. Yeah. Go see Kat. I was honestly gobsmacked that she's only done it 3 years because, like, I met her on doing Comics Unleashed, as I said, and, like, all of her jokes were just bulletproof.
Oh,
and mine were kind of like, like dick around like I do. And I was like, man, I kind of wish I had more of a landing on this one and that one. No. But it was just like you just had these nice, perfect packages. And I was like, that's good. Oh, that's good. So,
thank you. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Thank you.